Creative Critical Reflection, Samo Magazine, 2021. How does the magazine use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? The title of the magazine is Samo, and it doesn't challenge conventions as it is short, aesthetic, meaningful, and easily recognizable. The typography of the magazine is formal, while at the same time being playful and intriguing. The colors most used are shades of blue and pink. The size and shape of the text is normal, and the style arrangement of the text is normal. This allows the reader to feel comfortable when reading the magazine. The images used in the magazine do challenge conventions. The image on the cover of the magazine definitely challenges conventions, as there is no one model looking straight at you attracting your attention. Instead, there are two models with their back at you as if inviting you to follow them. The blurry effect on the image creates mystery, while the pops of color help in attracting the reader's attention. Writing seems to be more important than the images on the cover of the magazine and in the articles, and that is intentional. Even though it isn't maybe the best idea for a first issue of a magazine, I wanted to attract people that look under the surface and are interested in aesthetics. Even the writing used is not pretentious but still intriguing and grammatically correct. The magazine is written in English, which is an international language and means that many people from many countries can read it. The language used also caters to the understanding and vocabulary of young adults and teens, who are the target audience for the magazine. The representation in my magazine doesn't really challenge conventions, as two women are present on the cover, which is normal for a magazine. What is unusual is that a young girl is on the cover of a magazine. Both women look quite Western and they are Eastern European, which is again quite conventional. And they are both dressed in pink, which is actually quite stereotypical of women. The magazine is meant to address current issues and is made according to the interest and general knowledge of teens. I addressed both fashion and other issues that help develop one's personality, as I think teens are in desperate need of that. It is meant to help the teen that wants to succeed both in academics, vanity, and knowledge about world issues. How does the magazine engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? The cover of Samo magazine is not really by any means a classic example of a mainstream cover. Contrary to what is usually done, I chose not to display a picture of one model that would attract the attention to the cover. Instead, I chose to attract attention through the bold colors used. The image on the cover shows a little girl and a mother, representative of May as being the month of Mother's Day. The image is blurry and the models are showing their back, as if inviting you to follow them and creating mystery. I do realize that my cover is not necessarily likely to successfully sell by the basic rules of promotion, but I think it will attract the target customers who aren't looking just for dramatism, but style and aesthetic, a good feeling as well. That is why I chose to take this risk. I would like my magazine to be distributed both online and in print, as I know that online it might be more successful and easily accessible for people all over the world, but I still believe that nothing really beats a print version of a magazine and holding it in your hand and reading it. How did the learners' production skills develop throughout the project? And how did the learners integrate technologies in the project? Throughout the process of creating the cover and content of the magazine, I had to learn how to use new technologies and apps with which I had little to no experience. With the help of YouTube tutorials, internet articles, and experienced people, I managed to evolve and develop my skills in Photoshop, Canva, and InDesign. These are the three main apps I used when creating my magazine. Pinterest boards, Instagram, and Google were also very helpful in the research process as they allowed me to get inspired and organize my ideas. At first, I definitely struggled with technology as much of my time was spent frustrating over figuring out how certain apps work instead of focusing on the creative process, which was by far my favorite of the two in the beginning. But as time went on and my Photoshop skills, for example, developed, I became more confident and started enjoying the technological process as well.